Okay. Good evening, everyone. So welcome back to the session. I hope for the online open voice is clear for all of you. Can you please confirm me once whether I'm audible or not? Having some bad internet issue. It's not working this laptop. Your voice is coming very low. How about wait, I haven't done this. On how about now? Online, are you able to hear my voice now clearly? Okay, fine now. So guys, in today's section, we are going to speak about the concept called VPC. Which one? That is what we can call as virtual private cloud. So, project isn't on. Wait. Okay. So basically, when it comes to the VPC, VPC will be very mental concept in the AWS. Which concept? Mental concept. I'm telling you, if you start listening AWS, the VPC will be the most difficult concept in the entire AWS. But don't worry, in our class, I'm gonna make it very easy for you. To understand the concept of VPC, you need to understand the concept of the home. You know how to construct the home architecture, you know. If you know the architecture of home, then the VPC concept will become very easy for you. Okay. So let me explain. First of all, what is VPC? VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. The main purpose is to isolate the AWS resource. If you don't provide the isolation for your resource, everybody can able to access or not, sir? For example, let's say you have your mobile. If you don't connect to your Wi-Fi, or like let's take the system actually. If you have a computer, this computer is a public computer. Anybody can use. Do you have any privacy and security for it? But if you put a separate network for your computer, then only the people, restricted people, can able to access your computer or not, sir? That means here we'll be having the privacy and security. Same in the concept of VPC also. The VPC major agenda is to provide the privacy, security for the AWS services. That is what exactly we can call as isolation. What do we call as? So VPC is a virtual private cloud that resemble traditional networking that operate your own data center. That means you can create your own network, which is nothing but your own data center, we can call as, with benefits of using scalable infrastructure of AWS. Simply AWS can also be called as, AWS VPC can be called as virtual network or own data center in our account. Why? Because we can customize our own settings. So the major three reasons for using AWS VPC is security, privacy, and preventing loss of. Already we discussed. For example, if we have a mission, this is my EC2 instance. If I create a VPC, I have an extra layer of protection. If you don't have this layer, anybody can able to log into your mission and anybody can steal your data. But if you provide this extra layer of security, nobody can able to access this server until and unless you provide the access. Is it clear for all of you? Yes. So by default, AWS will be providing one default VPC for us. Till now, whatever the VPC we are using, that is default VPC. But default VPC is not preferable in real-time access. We are going to create our custom VPCs. What do we create? So here if you can go and see, VPC is a logically isolated AWS network in the cloud. Okay. And for maximum, for a single region, 5 VPCs we can create. But if you want more VPC, we can extend. And for AWS, maximum we can create 200 subnets in single account. But if you want to extend, you can extend. These are the default ranges, but we have the extensibility. And maximum we can allocate 5 elastic IPs. Elastic IP means if you give an IP address, that IP address is never going to change to your EC2 instance. By default, if you stop and start the server, your IP address will change or not, sir? But elastic IP is not like that. If you give an IP address, that is never ever going to change. So 5 VPCs per region, 200 subnets, and 5 elastic IPs. And this is extensible. If you pay some additional amount, you can extend these values actually. And once you create a VPC, the DHCP, that is called as Dynamic Host Control Protocol, and Network Access Control list and security group will be automatically. We will discuss what is NACL and what is DHCP. But security group, already you know what is security group. A VPC is confined to one AWS region, will not be extended between two regions. That means if I create a VPC on US East 1A, I cannot share it to US, I cannot able to share it to Mumbai region. But there is a concept called VPC peering. If you enable peering, you can enable the communication between one VPC to another VPC. And here the VPC might be on same account or the VPC might be on different account. It can be possible. So VPC will be created on the region level, not on the availability zone level. Okay. Once your VPC is created, you get the CIDR block. You can call it as CIDR, which stand for classless inter-domain routing. What do we call it as? I'll explain what is a CIDR or like CIDR or classless inter-domain routing in a practical way. For example, if I go to my Northern Virginia server, here I'm having 5 servers. How many servers? By default, whenever if you launch any EC2 instance, the private IP address will start from 172 series. Which series? So public IP address can be anything, but private IP address will be having only 3 ranges. I'll explain them clearly. Take this one. What is the private IP range? Public IP address 54. Take second server. Okay. What is the private IP? Public IP address 54 range. Take some other server. Private IP address is, why it is coming 172? Why? Because our default VPC will allow 172.31 by default. That is called a CIDR block. Which one? If you go to VPC section here, our default VP will be having CIDR block of 172. By default, it will be common for all the AWS account. Even in your AWS account also, you have the default VPC. And for the default VPC, your CIDR block will be 172. Let me go to your VPC. Are you able to see default VPC? What is the CIDR block here? It is the default one. But in real time, we can give 3 CIDR blocks for our private range. First range is 10 series. Second one is 172 series. Third one will be 192 series. Okay, in interview, they will ask you, what are the private IP address ranges in real time? Private IP address range will be 10 series, 172 series, and 192 series. Sorry. Rest of them will be completely public address. So I'll mention this point for you here. Private range. Private IP for VPC. So range 10 series. .172 series. I mean like .31 like this also, like you can give. So let me give the exact values. 10.0.0.0. Second one will be 172 dot. No, 16. Where it is 16.0.0. This series. Third one will be 192.168.0.0. This series. These 3 will be the private IP range. So remember, whenever if you are seeing any private IP address in any of the organization in around the globe, these 3 will be the common. Apart from this series, you cannot see any other series. Is the point clear for all of you know? So CIDR block is nothing but this one. And for private, how many CIDR blocks are acceptable here? 3. First one is 10 series. Second one is 172. Third one is, sir, when to use this series based upon your requirement. For example, if you have very big networks, in that case, you are going to use 10 series. No, sir, for example, if your network is not big, network is for small networks. I mean, like not small, like I can go for medium networks. Which one? So in that case, you can go for this series. And the third one is gonna be for small. Simply, for example, if you want to use the networking for your home, In that case, you can go for this series. The cider block clear for all of you know? Yes. And one more thing, basically, cider blocks is expandable. You can expand the cider blocks, but we are going to expand apart from the government cloud and China code. Some blocks are restricted for the government and China cloud. Basically, just like we are using the internet, if somebody asks you how many kind of internets we have two internets. One is the internet that is using by the entire world. Second one is the Chinese internet. Chinese internet will not use the normal internet. Why? Because if they use, they will, we can know everything what is China doing. So remember, China will have the separate internet. They will not use the common internet from the globe. That's it. So for this China internet and government cloud, the CIDR blocks are fixed. So we cannot use that CIDR blocks in our network range. So again, I am explaining one more time for you. So maximum VPCs we can create is 5 and 200 is subnet and elastic IP will be 5. But this can be expandable. So once you create a VPC, DHCP, NACL, security group will be automatically created. And VPC can be created only on one region. But if you want to extend to another region, we can use VPC peering concept. VPCs are going to create on region level, not on AZ level. Once you create the VPC, you cannot change the CIDR block. If you want to change, delete that and recreate. And how many CIDR we are available for the private IP address here? What are the series? 10 series, 172, 192. In real time, we use 10 series. Why? Because we need to have big network in real time. Like that. And if you need a different CIDR, you need to create a VPC. Already we seen this one. And we cannot use the CIDR block of AWS government cloud and AWS China cloud. So is the intro of VPC clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm me is the intro of AWS VPC clear for all of you or not? Can you please confirm me in chat box? I'll tell you. Network means it is very simple. If your number of servers are very big, in that case, you can go for that one. For example, in my organization, I have 20 servers, which I want to manage on single. In that case, I can go for 10 series. That's completely fine. But again, in real time, most of the people will go for this series only. Most of the case where I have seen, we go for this series. But there is one more customization also. I'll tell you my experience. In our company, we have two kind of servers. One is on-prem servers. Second one is. So whenever if you see the IP address, you cannot tell it is on-prem or cloud. So our organization people, what they done is 10 series they allocated for on-prem servers. Which servers? On-prem. Here. And this 172 series they allocated for the cloud. I mean, basically 172 is it's 192 or 172. Like I'm not sure about like any one of them. So this is for cloud. Now by seeing this IP address, we can easily identify these from which cloud or on-prem. So we can define some strategies like this also. It's completely fine. Like that. So coming to VPC, by default, we have one VPC that is default VPC. It comes with the default feature, but in real time, we are going to create the custom VPC. So custom VPC will come with our own networking strategies. Okay. So while if you are creating the custom VPC, this is how the VPC architecture will look like. But if you want me to show the real architecture, how it will look like, let me show you this one. VPC architecture. If I go to the images, have you seen the architecture? This one. This is how the VPC architecture will work for you. Okay. So I'll explain this architecture in easiest manner for you. So try to use this one, like try to understand this one in the basic way. First of all, I'll go with the basic one. So once you confirm the basic is clear, then I'll go with the advanced options for you. For example, let's go and see. Currently, you need to understand a concept called our home. What do we call it as? Home. So I'll explain this on the home format. Why? Because this is very, very interesting for you. So in our home, what do we see? We see the wall, we see the rooms, we see the doors. Correct or not, sir? Same concept. It's my home. It's my. Before you construct the home, first of all, you are going to construct the wall. Why? Because wall will provide the privacy or not, sir? If I don't have the wall to my home, everybody can see my home clearly, correct? So if I want to provide a privacy for my home, first of all, I need to construct a very big wall. So this big wall is nothing but my VPC. How exactly I use my wall to protect my home? So in the same way in AWS, if you want to protect your AWS resource, you are going to use the VPC. So here on wall, I'm comparing with the, is it clear now? Correct. So now inside the home, I mean like inside the wall, you are going to have the home. Home is nothing but the collection of rooms or not, sir? So let's take 3 rooms. Room number 1, room number 2, and room number 3. How many rooms you are having here? These 3 rooms are nothing but web server, DB server, app server. So I'm going to name it as web server. DB. Oh, sorry. I have given the wrong one. Wait. Web app DB. Clear now? So here rooms I'm comparing with the, oh no. Rooms I'm comparing with the subnets. Which one? Subnets. Sir, subnet is nothing but inside the very big network. Okay, if you want to divide the network into smaller parts, that is what we can call a subnet. Subnet stands for sub part of the network. Subnet stands for example, if I want to launch my web server, I need to create a subnet for it. If I want to launch my app server, I need to create a subnet. And if I want to launch my database server, I need to launch database server subnet. That means if you want to create a server, first of all, you need to create the, if you don't create subnet, you cannot launch resource on it. And what is subnet? Subnet is nothing but sub part of your network. So here are rooms I'm comparing with the subnet. Inside the room, who will stay? We will stay. Correct or not, sir? Here we are nothing but servers. So first part is VPC, second part is subnet. So what is the primary agenda of creating the subnet? To launch the servers. If you don't launch the subnet, you cannot create a server on it. So let's go and create them first of all. Okay, I'll show the process individually for you. And coming to the subnet, guys, you have 2 subnets. How many subnets? Public and private. For example, this is the public subnet. Public subnet. And second one will be private. I'll tell you the difference. What is the difference between them? Private subnet. And remember, this DB server also going to have the private subnet. Sir, what is the difference between public and private? I'll explain it very clearly for you. For example, if your friend comes to your home, for example, you are going to allow him to the hall. Correct or not, sir? So I'm going to take it as hall. So this web server I'm comparing with the hall. And this app server I'm going to compare with the bedroom. What I'm going to compare with? Bedroom. And again, there is one more thing called kitchen or like store. It is also like bedroom. It is also bedroom. Let's take. Sir, whenever if your friend comes to your home, okay, can we allow him to the hall? Yes, why? Because he need to sit somewhere. So I am going to allow him to the hall. But if the same friend come to our home, will we allow him to the bedroom? Will we? No. Why? Because hall is the general place. If we sit on the hall, it's completely okay. But bedroom is our private space, correct or not, sir? We can't allow anybody to our private space. So in real time also, this web server, we are going to give user access. Why? Because he want to see the content. But we cannot give the permission to app server. Why? Because in the app server, we have the code of application. So instead of giving the app server permission to the user, I am telling that if a user want to access the app server, you access the web server. Now web server will communicate with the app server and bring the data to the web server again. Now user will get the data. So to make it very, very clear, for example, your friend came to your hall. Your friend came to your friend is he's having a some thirsty, you want to drink some water. So you have a fridge, like refrigerator in your bedroom. So instead of you allow him to your bedroom, what you are going to do? Now you are going to the bedroom. Okay. You are going to bring the water and you are going to give the water to your friend who is sitting on the hall or not, sir. In real time also, whenever if user try to access the web server, we will not allow him directly to the app server. Why? Because it is the private server. Our code is there. So instead of giving access to the app server, my web server will go and fetch the data to the app server. Web server will go and take the data from the app server. Now app server will give the data to the web server back. So now user can see data only from web server. He cannot see the app server. Why? Because app server will give the data back to the web itself. So remember, user can able to access the public subnet, but private subnet we cannot able to access by the user. But private subnet can be accessible by the web server itself. Now, if I want to connect to my app server or if I want to connect to my database server, I need to connect through the web server only. Which server? Web server. So is the concept of public and private subnets clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm is the public and private subnets clear for all of you know? So guys, VPC will be very confusing, but I'll try to make it very easy for you. If you understand the general topics, this will become very easy for you. Fine. So now here, I'm going to create my custom VPC and I'm going to launch the subnets for you. For example, let's take here, I'm going to create the VPC. Guys, if you click on VPC and more, by the single click, you can create the entire VPC subnet, route tables, everything. But I want to show the manual process before we go for automation. So my VPC will be Netflix VPC. I'm going to take it as Netflix. Cider block range. I'm going to give it as 10 dot 0.0.0 slash 16. I'll explain what is the slash 16 here. It is what we can call a subnet mask. Which one? I'll tell you. So tenancy default means you will be having default and dedicate. If you select dedicate, you are going to pay a lot of amount for it. So I'm going to go for default. So now you are having the VPC. Okay, let's talk about the subnet masking. For example, if I put the IP address of 10.0.0.0 slash 32, your subnet last one will be 32. So if I put 32, so this value will be equal to 2 power 0. 2 point, what is the value of 2.0? 2 power 0 or 2.0? 1. Okay. If I give 10.0.0.0 slash 31, so the value will be equal to 2 power 1. That means how many IP address can I get now? 2 IP address. That means 2 power 1 is nothing but 2 only. Now if I give 10.0.0.0 slash, sorry, 21 or 31 I need to give. If I give 30, now here I'll be getting 2 power 2. What is the value of 2 square? So I'll get 4 IP addresses for this range. Similarly, if I give 10.0.0.0 slash 29, now I'll get 2 power 3. 2 power 3. What is the value of 2 power 3? 6. So like this, the subnet is going to be changing here. But you need to understand, here I have given 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2. If I go to something here called subnet mask, wait, I'm coming to that one only, wait. Subnet mask. In the subnet mask, you will see something here in a very clear. Go for cheat sheet. See this one. Are you seeing the values here? So by this way, it is going to be calculated. Or if you want to show me in the powered format, let me show in the powered format. Are you able to see it now? Slash 32 means you'll be getting 1. Slash 31 means you'll be getting. Next year you are going to get 4. Slash 29 means you need to get 8 means 2 power 3. Correct or not? So here, oh, sorry, I have given 6. Wait. I need to remove this one. Unfortunately, I have counted as 2, 3, or 6 actually. Sorry. Let me delete. So here the value will be now 8. Like this. Why? Because it is 2 into 2 unity, but unfortunately, I have given as a 2, 3, 0. Okay, fine. So like this, the subnet is gonna be changed here. And here the first part will be called as the base IP. Here I'll be calling this as, let me select this one. This part is called as base IP, and the last part will be calling it as subnet. Is it clear for all of you know? And if you don't know how to do this one, you can get this cheat sheet from the internet. So you can have a look on it. And it is going to tell how many IP addresses you can get for the different submask. Is it clear for all of you know? Online is the concept of subnet mask clear for all of you know? Can you please confirm? Fine. So currently I have given /16. What I have given? /16 means how many IP addresses will I get, sir, now here? Go ahead and see here. /16. How many IP addresses will I get? 65,536 IPs I'll get now. That's it. So now I'm gonna create two subnets. Okay, each subnet will get one IP address. So go here. I'm gonna click on create subnet. I'm creating subnet for my Netflix VPC. First one subnet is my web subnet. Web subnet 1. Okay. Availability zone. I'm creating it on US East 1. Anything is fine. And here CIDR block. I need to give it as 10.0.0.1/16. Like this. And if you don't know, for example, if I give some wrong value here, it is gonna not work properly. Okay. So there is something called as subnet mask calculator. If you go to subnet mask calculator, okay. So here you can enter the range. Currently, what is the range? 10.0.0.0.16. So subnet mask, I'll be giving it as IP address of class A. Wait, I'll show some best one for you. Wait, IP calculator. Go for this one. Currently, what is the subnet here? 10.0.0.0 slash here 16. If I click on calculate, now you will be getting this value. That means you can start the value from 10.0.0.1 and your ending value will be 10.0.255 to 1. But that means within this range you can use whatever you want. Okay, but don't worry, you need not to worry about anything. Here I have given the value ranges also. If you can go in the practical part, I have given the value ranges here. Are you seeing the value ranges here? Okay, so I'm giving these values as it is. But I'm just showing you can have the calculator. So the value will be 10. We can give 0/24. If I give 24, I'll get 256 IP addresses. Here you can give. In the top also you can give. You are asking this one, right? That these both will be same only. You can give. Click on create subnet. I am creating it as web subnet 1. Similarly, I want to create web subnet 2 also, but here I am taking only one subnet for one server. So select a VPC, Netflix. So after web subnet, I am giving it as app subnet 1. So if you want to give some better, Netflix app subnet. Availability zone, I am going to take it as 1A or 1B, anything is fine. CIDR block, I am giving 10.0.0.0. If I give /24, it is not going to accept. If I try to create, what is happening? Already /24 is given. The same CIDR block is given. So now try to change the value. I'm going to give the value as 1 here. What I'm going to give here? 1. That's it. Create the subnet. Now, how many subnets I have here? If I use the same, see, if I give the 10.0.0.0/24, it is not acceptable. So you need to change any one of the value. I have changed it here 1. If not 1 here, you can change 1 here also. That's completely fine. So now currently I have two subnets. One is for my web subnet, here Netflix web subnet, and second one is Netflix app subnet. So now you have the VPC and you have the subnet. Inside the VPC, you launch the subnet. Now inside the subnet, what you are going to launch? Servers. What you are going to launch? So to differentiate between the servers and subnet, so it is my subnets. Inside the subnets, I'm launching the servers. Wait, let me highlight this one for you. If you are seeing this red color, means that is what you can call as your subnet. Which one? Inside the subnet, what you are going to launch now? Server. Okay. Red one is the subnet, black one is the server. Just go ahead and see. So click on the instances. Guys, these are the servers what I created for the last session. So I'm going to delete them immediately. Why? Because if you are having this many in running status, it is completely difficult for you to understand the concept. So I'm going to delete each and every one. Oh, wait, man. I am terminating. So currently here I am creating two servers. One is the web server, second one is the. So it is my Netflix web server. Netflix web server 1. Okay, guys, naming you can give whatever you want. It doesn't matter. So take one AMI. T2 micro will be fine. Click on key pair. That is Ansible key pair. I am taking. Wait, Ansible key pair is not here. ABCD is also not here. APC key pair. And one more thing. So now coming to the network setting, click on edit. So now here you're using which VPC, default or Netflix? Netflix. And I want to launch my web server. So I need to select here which subnet? Web subnet. By default, public IP will be disabled for both web and app. Tell me one thing. Which server you want to access publicly, web server or app server? So you need to enable public IP address for web server and disable public IP address for app server. Security group. Create a security group. By default, if you change your VPC, old security groups will not come. See, previously you are having default security. I mean, like a default VPC. In default VPC, if you create security groups, that will be stay on that VPC only. But if I create a new VPC, that old security groups will not come to the new VPC. Why? Because that is different VPC and this is different VPC. So I'm clicking on create all traffic. So launch user, I'm giving it as all traffic. Okay, you are enabling SH and I'm giving one more port call. Here you can give all traffic, but in real time we cannot give all traffic. I'm giving port number 80 only. Which one? 80. So put anywhere. Anywhere means anybody can able to access my HTTP port number. And here name I can give it as web security group. Web SG. That's it. Now if I launch instance, from this instance, I can be able to communicate to it. So I'm going to run the script here. I think all of you know Netflix script, right? Go to GitHub, Raham Sheikh, all setups. So it is my Netflix script. So I'm going to run this script now. We can. Console also you can run whenever you want. So click on connect. Now if I try to connect, see what will happen. Am I trying to connect to my EC2 instance here? Now it won't run. It won't. Why it is not running? Why? Because now here you launched your EC2 instance on your own settings. Here you have the VPC and you have the subnet. That means you have the vault your home and you have the room. For example, if user want to connect to the server, who want to connect to the server? Your username is nothing but your friend. Sir, for example, if your friend want to come to your home, you need to have the gate or not, sir? You need to open the gate for him. If you can't open the main gate for him, how can he come to the hall? Right? So just like in real time also, if you want to connect to your server, okay, definitely need to enable something called as internet gateway. Which one? If you enable the IGW stand for internet gateway. This internet gateway will be responsible to allow the internet to your server. If you don't enable the internet gateway, you cannot able to communicate to your EC2. Are you able to see it clearly? Without internet gateway, can you able to connect to our servers? But how default VPC is having? Why? Because default VPC will have an internet gateway. So it's absolutely fine. So just go here and create the internet gateway. And one more thing, each and every point is furnished here. Okay, if you can go and see after creating the subnets, what you are going to create now. So points are clearly given there. So click on create internet gateway. My internet gateway will be Netflix IGW. Okay. So click on create internet gateway. And this gateway is created independently. But I want to attach this gateway to the VPC. Why? Because if I don't attach this gateway to the VPC, so ultimately I'm not going to allow the traffic now. So let me attach this one now. So I'm going to copy like this. Okay. So click on action, attach to VPC. Which VPC? Netflix. That's it. And one more thing, in interview, coming to scenario based question, they will ask you a question. I have two internet gateways. Can I attach this internet gateways to the single VPC? Answer will be no. For internet gateway, we can attach only to one VPC. One VPC will have only one internet gateway, and one internet gateway will attach to only its one-to-one communication. That's it. So now if I try to click on refresh, now let's check whether I can be able to communicate to my server or not. Am I able to communicate? No. Why? Because sir, you are giving the internet gateway. That means you are allowing the user. But here user is confused to come to web server. Why? Because see, you open the gates for your friend. You open the gates for your friend. But here, how many rooms you are having? Hall you are having, bedroom you are having, a bedroom too. You need to tell to your friend the path to the hall. If you don't tell the route to your hall to your friend, how can he come? Here also same thing. Whenever if you allow the user from the internet gateway, user will stop here. Why? Because user doesn't know whether to go for which server. So in order to resolve this issue, we are going to add the route table. What we're going to add here? Route table is nothing but it will deal with the traffic. Once your user come to the internet gateway, from the internet gateway, he will come to the route table. Now this route table will tell the path that you need to go to this particular hall. This is what I can call as route table. What do we call as route table? Route table will allow the user to send the traffic and receive the traffic from the server. See, for example, your friend came to the door. It is like very big villa you are having. Of course, you are very rich. You are having very big villa. Now he is seeing three different homes. He is seeing home number one is web server, home number two is app, home number three is DB. You need to inform to your friend to come to hall. So here also I need to tell to my user, you need to come to the web server. How I can tell? By assigning the route table. If you don't assign route table, user will not come forward. Okay. Now how to create the route table? It is very, very easy. So go back here. Go for the route table. Click on create route table. My route table name will be Netflix web route table. After creating the route table, select the VPC. Now this route table, you are going to allow the traffic. So edit all route. I'm going to give all traffic. If any person try to access my VPC, allow him through the internet gateway. Allow him through the Netflix internet gateway. Now that particular user from anywhere, he can be able to communicate from the internet gateway. Of course, now if user try to communicate with the internet gateway, my route table will allow. But I need to tell to my route table to allow the particular server. See, if I don't tell my route table to send the traffic to web server, how can it know that user need to go to only web server? Here I have three servers, web server, app server, and database. I need to mention that if a request will come to the route table, that request we need to go to the web server. No, he can't. That user doesn't know, right? How will user know? Is the logic clear for you? So whenever if user try to access the server, first of all, request will go to the internet gateway. From the internet, it will go to the, from the route table, it will navigate the user to desired server. If you want to go to web server, so I need to assign the route table to the web server. How can I do it? Click on subnet association, edit subnet association. I want to enable it to the web server. Now, whatever the routes I'll get from the 0.0, that means if any person try to access this internet gateway, now this gateway will send the response to the web server. Which server? Web server. Now, if I try to connect, now this time my server will be working. Just go and check. Anything you can connect. Is it connecting now? Directly I can skip these points and directly I can tell this one, but you want to understand what is the purpose of internet gateway and what is the purpose of route table. Internet gateway main purpose is to allow the users from internet to the AWS VPC. After he enter into the AWS VPC, now if you want to go to any of the server, I need to mention that to the, now route table will route the traffic to the desired server. If you want to connect to web server, you'll go to web server. Now if you want to connect to app server, you can go to the app server like that. So now I deployed the web server. Let's try to check whether user can be able to access the application or not. Here we are having the Netflix application. Let me try to deploy the Netflix application. I'll copy the code here and I'll run this directly. So now let's try to check whether I can be able to access the application or not. So copy this one and try to access the application. Is it working now? Why it is working means I allowed the traffic. If I don't allow the internet gateway, user cannot able to come from the internet and user cannot able to access the. For example, if I delete internet gateway or route table, will the user able to access the application? First of all, he cannot even connect to the server also, right? So internet gateway and route table will be responsible to connect the user to the server. Internet gateway will allow the user and route table will direct the traffic to the respective server. Is the internet gateway and route table clear for all of you? Online, can you please confirm is the internet gateway and route table clear for all of you or not? Can you please confirm in chat box? Clear. Now currently user is in the hall. User is in the, he want to get some water. Of course, I served some snacks for him. Okay. Now he want to get some water. Water is on my bedroom. Can I allow user to go to my bedroom? But if you want to go, he need to go from the web server only. Let me show you. For example, see, if I go to book my show application, currently we are seeing which server? Web server, right? Why? Because you can see the application. Now I can able to book the tickets. Currently I am able to book the tickets. How I am book the tickets means the web server will take the request to the app server. Whatever the data is on the app server, see, first of all, request will go to web to app server will have the data. Again, what are the data in the app server you are seeing? That will be shown by the web only. That means user will not go to the app. Web server will take the request, go to the app, and what are the data in the app server that is going to shown by the web itself. So now, how this is possible? Because my web server can be able to communicate to app server. Behind the scenes, what happened? There is one more gateway called N.I.T gateway. Which gateway? This is what exactly I can call as N.I.T gateway. So N.I.T gateway, you are going to install on the web server. Where you are going to install? Previously, we have the N.I.T instances, which is outdated. Okay, now we are going to use the N.I.T gateway. From the N.I.T gateway, request will go to the app server, and whatever the response you are getting from the app server, again the response will go to the web server through the NAT gateway. Now this web server will direct the traffic to the route table. From the route table, user can able to see the data itself. Now let's go and set up this one. So here what I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to do the NAT gateway. But before trying to install NAT gateway, let me show you how this will work behind the scenes. Let me delete all of them. I'll go to the instance and I'll try to log in my instance in the private subnet. Go here. It is my Netflix app subnet 1. I mean like app server 1. Take this Amazon Linux 2. Instance type is fine. Keeper is fine. And security group. Already we have the security group, so I'm going to allow this one. But in real time, we deploy Tomcat. If Tomcat is there, what is the port number? 8080. Web server port number is 80, but for Tomcat, we need to give port number 8080 only. And guys, basically, we need to allow port number 80 and 443. 80 is for HTTP and 443 is for HTTPS. But I shown you only 80. Okay. So here, coming to the network edit. So VPC is Netflix subnet, app subnet. IP address, enable or disable? Disable, right? Why? Because it is private. So coming to security group, create a new security group. That is app security group for Netflix. Okay. SH will be the common. Coming to rules. For example, if my application is running on port number 8080, I need to give here port number 8080. Okay. And apart from that, I give the port number 443 also. HTTPS 443. So like that, add some custom rules. But here I'm giving all traffic. What I'm giving? All traffic is for your understanding only. But in real time, you cannot do. You need to give only port number 8080 and 22. Click on launch instance. And source anywhere, put anywhere. Custom means if you want to allow traffic from only one particular IP address, you can specify. For example, if I want to give access for only Dadapir, I'll take his IP address, I'll mention it here. Now only you can able to access the application. Or if I want to give access for Ankit, I'll take his IP address and I'll mention this one. Now only he can be able to access the application. That is custom. Now go for anywhere. Click on launch. No route table is required for NAT. No, definitely we require route. So if you want to migrate data, if you want to access data, definitely route tables are mandatory. I'll show you how to give the route table. So I'm launching the one more server here. That is Netflix application server. And one more thing is, I'll tell you one thing. For example, if you give the command curl public IP address and give port number 80. What I want to give here, port number. Are you able to see the application here? Now this application you can access from the web server. Which server? But if you try to access the same application from the app, it is not going to work for you. Why? Because application server doesn't have the public IP address to connect. If you don't have the public IP address to connect, how can you communicate with the server? Disable it. So already we discussed. So definitely only your public subnet need to have the public IP address, but your private subnet need to disable the public. Sir, if it is disabled, then how can you able to communicate with the help of the? We are going to deploy the NAT gateway. But before NAT gateway, we are going to deploy the Bastion host. Which one? I'll explain what is the Bastion host. Now, if I want to communicate to the app server, I can only communicate with the web server only. From the web server, now I'm going to communicate with the app. That is what I can call as Bastion host. Which host? If we are able to communicate to the private servers from the public server, that is what I can call as Bastion host. Which one? Bastion host is nothing but it's a public server which will communicate to the private servers in the real-time organization. Now my web server is communicating with the app server. Which one is Bastion host here? Bastion. Which one? Bastion. So how to communicate means it is very, very easy. Currently, it is your public server, right? So what I'll be doing, here if you want to connect to the private server, are you seeing the SSH client here? Copy this one. Are you seeing the example here? If you directly paste this example, this will indicate from I am communicating from SSH through using this key pair by using EC2 to this IP address. But by default, do you have that VPC PEM inside our folder? No. What I'll do is VM. What is the key pair name here? Key pair name will be VPC kp.pem. Take this one. So basically, it is giving the instructions. Okay. Open SSH client. Locate your private key. What do you want to locate? Private key. So currently I don't have private key here. So I'm creating the private key here. It is my private key. In your local, already that key pair is downloaded. Na? So go to your local key pair. Copy the content. Instructions you will be seeing there only. No need to worry about the instruction. That is step number 2. In step number 1, you open the client. It is my SSH client. Step number 2, locate the private key. Basically, I have the private key on my local. I just copied the content to server and run this command. Okay, so copy this command and paste it here directly. Now, if you do this one automatically, if you give this command, so now I can be able to communicate with my private server. Which server? See, if you want me to, is the screen visible for all of you? Let me do one thing. Let me connect from the mobile system. Why? Because if I connect from mobile system, it will be easy for you to understand. Screen seems very small. If I go to downloads, so I'll move it to key pair folder. So in the key pair folder, now I'm going to connect to, first of all, I'll connect to my Bastion host. Bastion host means what here? Web server. So if in real time, if somebody asks you what is Bastion host, you need to tell them if you connect a private server from the public server, then that is called as the Bastion host. By default, your web servers will be the Bastion host. But if you don't want your web server as a Bastion host, you can create some Bastion host separately. That is also completely fine. So it is my web server. First of all, I'll connect to the web server. From the web server, I am going to connect to the app. Which one? App. See, currently it is my web server. Give the command sudo -i. So I'm on web server. Okay. Now if I give LL, already I copied that key pair and I have given the permission. Now from the web server, how can I communicate to the app server? Means already instructions is given there. So what you can do directly, if you follow the instructions, now you can be able to communicate. So if you go and see in the instruction part, first of all, I open the SSH client. It is mobile system or browser. Second one, have I copied the key to my local path or not, sir? Third one, have I given the executable permission here? And fourth one, directly copy this command. If you copy and paste it, hit enter, just to give yes. Now directly I can be able to communicate to my app server. Now currently we're on which server? App server or not, sir? See, it is the private IP address of web server. It is a private IP address of app. That means you are communicating to the app server by using the what? Bastion host. Here, Bastion host is what here? So is the concept of Bastion clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm is the concept of Bastion clear for all of you or not? Okay, great. Next year, sir, by default, currently I'm on which server now? Yeah, you're asking something, ask. Want me to show it one more time? Huh? Okay. So guys, see the process. If you want to show me connection one more time. So currently I'm on which server here? I'm on web server. From the web, I want to connect to the app. So if you want to connect, basically in the section of application server, okay, go to here. First of all, it is asking me to open SH client. I'm on SH client only. Are you able to see it now? First of all, connect to the web server. And here, the process is simply written here. If you go and see, first of all, if you want to access the application server, it won't connect. You want to connect to application server, we need to use from. So copy the PEM file. So you can go and see here. What is my PEM file here? What is my PEM file here? It is VPC kp.pem. Paste it here. And already you have the PEM file, download to your local. Copy that PEM file. Give it here. After giving that one, now next step here, you are going to run the executable permission. Next step, copy this command, okay? After copying this one, directly go here and copy paste the example. That's it. Whatever you are seeing here, read that one and you just do it here. Now currently you are on which server here? App server. And the same process I have given it here. Okay. VM ABC, copy paste the content, save and give chmod. And finally use the command. So directly it will work for you. Now currently I'm on web app. I'm on web server or app server. Now currently I came back to web server. Sir, in web server, if I give curl command, in curl command, give the command curl public IP address of your web server and give the port number 80. Give the port number 80. Am I able to log in to the application from my web server or not, sir? But if I try to do it from my app server, if I try to do it from my app server, it is not going to acceptable. Just see, give the command call port number 80. Oh, wait, I have given 804. Just control C means it's going to stop. Now is my app server getting the request from web server? So by default, in this diagram, whatever you are seeing, web server request will not go to the application server. Sir, if web server request will not go to the application server, then how can application will send the data to the web server? Correct or not? So in that case, we are going to create the NAT gateway. Which gateway? So first of all, you will create the NAT gateway. From the NAT gateway, again, you are going to create the route table. What you are going to create? If you create NAT and route table, then automatically data will be transferred from web to app and from app to web. Let's go and create the NAT gateway now. So is the logic clear for all of you? Why data is not transferring? Yes. Sorry. Public IP disable here. But if you want to transfer data from web server to app, you need to create the NAT gateway. Okay. Internet gateway will allow the traffic from internet to web. But if the traffic want to go from web to app, we need to create the NAT. That is the difference. Go here, NAT gateway. Create the NAT gateway and don't worry, entire process I have given step by step to your notes here. Same exact step. So you don't have to worry about anything. NAT gateway name will be Netflix NAT gateway. Subnet. I want to attach this NAT gateway to which subnet? Here I have given. Subnet. You want to attach to which subnet? Correct. Already we discussed now. Here in the diagram also attach the NAT gateway to the web server. So here also you need to select the web. Here what is the web here? Netflix web subnet one. So click on we need to allocate the elastic IP. Netflix web subnet. Right. Which one? NAT gateway you need to attach to the public subnet. Okay, public subnet is on which web server? Where is the Netflix web subnet? It is app subnet, it is web subnet. Basically, I need to get the elastic allocate IP. Yep. allocate elastic IP now. So elastic IP will be allocated to the NAT gateway. Elastic IP means the IP address will not change. Click on create NAT gateway. After getting the NAT gateway, now you are going to allow the traffic and you are going to attach to VPC. Click on this one. So after creating the NAT gateway, currently it is on which status here? Pending. So if you simply go and create NAT gateway, it is not going to work for you. Again, you are going to give the route table for the NAT gateway. Just go ahead and check this one. But it need to be enabled now. I can still see here my connection got disconnected. Okay. So it's taking some time to create. Wait for it. But in the middle, I'll go for route table. In the route table, create the route table. Route table. Select VPC, Netflix, create route table. After creating the route table, now you are going to attach the route table to the subnet. So here click on the routes, click on edit route, give all traffic. Now this time I want to allow the traffic from, if I want to allow the traffic from web to app, what I need to select here? NAT gateway. Go here and there is NAT. Here you can see. If I type NAT, it will come. Yeah. It is my NAT gateway. Okay. So here I have given this one. After creating the NAT gateway, okay. This after create the NAT gateway, create the route table and click on edit routes and click on subnet association. I need to attach it to the app server. But it's creating. Wait for some time. Is it done now? Now coming to subnet association. Why? Because guys, if you don't associate to the subnet, data will not transfer. So click on edit subnet association, select the application. Click on save. That's it. Now directly if you go and verify, now your web server will receive the traffic. Sorry, your app server will receive the traffic from the web server. Let me show you. I'll be connecting to it now. So currently I am on web server. So try to go here and try to access the app server. So in the web server, is the traffic receiving for your web server? Now I'll use the command to connect to the app server. Go here. I think simply I can give this one. Array man. Netflix app server. So click on connect, copy paste the thing here. So I came to which server now? Previously the command will not work. Curl. Yeah. Curl public IP address of which server? Web server. No. Public IP address of which server? So it is my web server. And port number I need to give it as 80. Just to give curl. Port number I can give 80. If you put HTTP, it's fine. Or even though if you remove, it is completely fine. Doesn't matter. You can put or you can remove. Is it working now? How it is working? Why? Because here I have given the connection established. I create the NAT gateway. From the NAT gateway, I am allowing the traffic to the route table. Now route table will send the traffic to the app server. Now whatever the response will send from app, that will come back to the route to NAT, again from NAT to route, again from route to internet gateway. Now user can take the data. This is the high level overview about the VPC architecture. Okay. Again, I'll explain one more time for you. So initially user tried to access the application. So we will be accessing the application with the internet gateway. Internet gateway will allow traffic to the VPC. So after internet gateway allow the traffic, now we need to route the traffic with the route table. Why? Because if I don't route, user will not know to go to which server. So from the route table, first of all, I allow traffic to the web server. Now you will come to the web server and see the data. But for user, can we give the access to the app server? No. For that purpose, I use the NAT gateway and route table. NAT gateway will access the data from the private subnet, that is app subnet, Whatever the request sent by the web server, that request will go to the app, and the app will take the data from the app server and give to the NAT gateway. From the NAT gateway, again it go to the web server. Now user can able to see the data. How exactly data will flow? In the same reverse direction, data will come back to the user itself. Again, same thing for app to DB also. Create a NAT one more time, create a route table, same thing. This is the high level overview about the concept of VPC. That's it. So now tell me, is the concept of VPC clear for all of you? Know how it is exactly? Is it clear for you? Alan, can you please confirm me how's the concept of VPC for all of you? In the project, I'll tell you. Clear. Basically, VPC is considered as the difficult concept in the entire AWS. But if you know the logic point, if you sync with the example what I said, this will be the most easiest concept. That's it. Yeah, definitely. For NAT, you are putting elastic IP. Okay. Anil, NAT gateway main purpose is to fetch the data from application server to web server. Okay. We cannot give access to the user to the we cannot give access the app server for the user. That is the reason we fetch data from the app server to the web server. If you don't give security group properly, then web server will not work. Mm. Mm. Automatically, we give same route table to both the servers. If one will go, second one will come. Na? See, here we are asking, sir, in real time, we have two web servers, right? If one will go down, how other will serve? Simply what we can do is we create the two web servers. But for the two web servers, I'm going to connect to the same route table. That means automatically this route table will send traffic to the both the web servers. Na? If one will go down, second one will come itself. That's it. This is the concept of VPC end-to-end setup. And there is one more thing called this one. So in interview, they are going to ask the difference between public VPC, this one, IPv4 and IPv6. I'll tell you what is this one. IPv4, 32-bit, IPv6 is 128-bit. IPv4 is separated by dot, IPv6 separated by colon. And IPv4 will have only numbers and IPv6 will be having alpha numbers. IPv4 is going to be paid, but IPv6 is going to be free. Previously, IPv4 is free, but from February 2024, it's going to be charged. The charge is going to be $0.004 per hour itself. IPv4. V4. Now V4 is charged, but charge is very, very negligible. $0.004 per hour itself. And coming to the class range, class A will start from 1 to 126. Class B will start from 128 to 191. Class C will start from 192 to 223. Class D 224 to 239. Class E 240 to 254. In real time, we use class A, class B mostly. Class C, class D, class E we won't use regularly. Of course, class C also we can use, but class D will reserve for multicasting and class E for the experimental purpose. So in interview, they will ask you one question. Why can't we use the IP address 127.0.0.0? Why? Because this is called as localhost IP. Which one? If our computer want to communicate with itself, then we are going to use the 127.0.0.0. That is what we can call as localhost IP. Which one? This IP will not work in the machines. That's it. Why? Because it's for internal communication itself. This is the concept of VPC itself. So in today's session, we've seen what is VPC, how to create the VPC, how to connect the VPC, NAT, internet, route, everything we have seen. And there is one more thing called as VPC peering. Actually, I'll just give an overview. It's not a part of your syllabus, but I'll give an overview for you. Are you seeing peering connection? What is the purpose of peering? If you want to communicate from one VPC to another VPC within same region or within different region or within different account, I can enable the peering. Click on peering connection. Peering name is demo peering. Click on requester. I want to communicate from my Netflix VPC to the default VPC. It's on my account only, but if it on some different account, give the account ID. And currently these both are on my region only or not, sir. But if it is on different region, give a different region. If you give this one, click on create peering request. Automatically, my two VPCs, this VPC called Netflix and the VPC called default, these both can be able to communicate with each other. Can see peering connection. Currently, the status is on pending. It will take some time. If I click this one in the action, if I go here, accept request, click on accept request. Now, these both can be able to communicate with itself. Is it clear now? If you want to check the response, take one server from default VPC and one server from another network. Check the response. Let me show you. I'll create one EC2 instance on default VPC and I'll check the response. Let's create one random VPC. Sorry, not random VPC, random server from default VPC. Go here and launch it. Man, it's working slowly. Wait. Screen is not shared. I think Ankit, you are not having the screen visibility, like it is shared only. All in, are we able to see my screen here? Yeah. So now currently I am creating VPC on which network, guys? It's on default network. Which one? So I am selecting default VPC. Okay. Select existing security group. I'm gonna go with all traffic here, like security group. That's it. If I click on launch instance, currently you can clearly see my instance is on default VPC. Which VPC? Now Netflix application is running on Netflix VPC. But can I access it from other VPC? Means of course you can access. Let me show you. Same command, give the curl command with port number 80. If it come, VPC peering is successfully done. If it not come, it is not successfully done. So it is my default server. Launch on default VPC. Try to connect to it from the desktop/keypad. I'll go here and I use a curl command. Which command I'm using? Curl and port number 80. And you can check the status here. Why? Because this is gonna be very, very important. If you can't check the status, it is not gonna be visible. Is it active now? So you can see the more details also here. Okay. Requesting, everything is visible here. And coming to route tables, basically you need to create a route here. I'll just show you. Give the command call 80. Is it able to access now? Why I'm able to access? Why? Because I have the VPC peering connection. If I try to check with the deleting of this VPC peering, I'm trying to delete now. Delete. Currently, do you have any connection between these two of the servers? No. I lost this completely. Now, if I try to check, wait for some time. After you log in, this is not going to be visible for you. Why? Because the connection is still. it will take some time. Wait for some other time. Like it's not taking immediately, it will take some time. See, previously you haven't got this one. Previously, if I use curl command for previous section, everything a class is displaying. But after that, sometime you are seeing this one not found. Are you able to see not found? That means it is slowly terminating, but it will take some time. You need to wait for it. Yep. So that is the concept of VPC pairing itself. Is the concept of pairing clear for all of you know? So online, so that's it for today's session. So in today's session, we have finished the concept of VPC. From tomorrow onwards, I'm going to start the new concept called Terraform. Which one? Terraform is going to be the most amazing tool of entire DevOps. So if you wish to continue for the offline, I'll definitely recommend all of you to come to offline for Terraform. Why? Because I am telling you, Terraform is personally my favorite tool in entire DevOps. Okay. We'll go for a deep dive of complete Terraform itself. So Nayan, you are having a query. Sir, how many public and private subnets we can get in same VPC? I have given a CIDR block range. It depends upon the subnet mask you are going to take, Nayan. Okay. If you take /32, you'll get only one IP. That means you can get only one subnet. If you use /26, you can get some X number of IPs. If you use /24, you'll be getting 65,000 IP addresses. That means you can create 65,000 subnets itself. But it is going to limit for 200 only maximum per single account. That's it. Okay then. So let's meet on tomorrow's session with some new topic. Have a great day. Bye all. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Online before I wrap, any queries from you? One more time. Seems everything is fine. Great. Okay then. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you guys.